In the previous video clips, we presented the main features of an analytical framework to examine European foreign policy from a decentrate perspective and to complement a predominantly Western-centric or Eurocentric analysis. After answering the questions why and how to decenter, and warning for some challenges and limitations, we discussed the various decentering categories, being temporal, spatial, polity, normative, linguistic, and disciplinary decentering. And for each category, we looked at the 3 dimensions proposed by Fischer-Onaar and Keukeleire in their decentering agenda: provincializing, engagement, and reconstruction. The purpose of this clip is to invite you and other scholars of European foreign policy to further elaborate and strengthen this framework and to apply it in your research projects. In view of the complexity of the analytical framework and of the need to explore unknown terrain, scholars will in general not be able to tackle decentering in all its dimensions and all its categories, except perhaps through large interdisciplinary projects. However, interesting and innovative research can also be conducted when scholars focus on only one or a few categories or subcategories. First, scholars can contribute to further conceptualize and theorize the decentering exercise. They can further elaborate, adapt, and sharpen the various proposed dimensions and categories, or they can explore the possibility of adding categories such as cultural decentering, gender decentering, or class decentering. Second, scholars can apply the analytical framework on specific case studies. Case studies on the EU's foreign policy towards the Arab world, the Sahel region, Southeast Asia, or specific countries. And these case studies can focus on the EU's policy in general, or on specific policy areas such as peace building, state building, the promotion of human rights, or sustainable development. Case studies can also contribute to refining the analytical framework, allowing us to judge whether a decentrate analysis indeed helps us to better understand the successes and failures, relevance or irrelevance of EU foreign policy, and also to better understand the challenges of European foreign policy in an increasingly non-European and non-Western world. Case studies can also provide insights in the extent to which EU foreign policy itself is informed by a decentrate perspective, and whether this has an impact on its output and its effectiveness. Finally, diplomats and foreign policy specialists in academia, think tanks, European institutions, and national agencies can move from analysis to policy recommendations. On the basis of the findings of a decentrate foreign policy analysis, they can formulate recommendations for European foreign policy that is adapted to a changing global environment that is increasingly connected, contested, and complex.